Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me still. I can't believe it myself. Anyway, here we go. Post-market wrap up on this Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. People, what a day. I mean, the 10-year yield just 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago, that Friday, was, I had to write this down because it's just too shocking to me. 3.53. Right now, I just looked at it, 3.38. That's a tremendous move. Okay. A couple of things happened today. You got, global bond yields falling, 10-year yield cratering, relative strength of the dollar kicking up, and stock futures started out the day lower. Okay. That's a fear trade. Clearly a fear trade going on here. And this market got hit pretty damn good. All the major indices fell. Okay. What else happened today? You got cryptocurrencies catching a bid. All right, doing all right. You got gold higher by about 0.5%, silver down about 1%. Crude oil fell as well, just around $77 a barrel here. That's where we stand here with this market. This something brewing here. Okay, knee-jerk reaction into the dollar right there, I think was kind of a tell here. But the way the market reacted, again, I want you to put this together, those of you that follow this blog, so you can have a better understanding of how markets work. So when you see a move down, a sharp drop like that in, let's say, the 10-year yield, which is the benchmark, and you have futures lower with $1 higher, it's a fear trade. And that tells us that this market doesn't like what it's seeing here from multiple angles here. We found out today, this is some of the economic news. Inflation continues to rise. Oh my, who would have, no, really? Okay. No, I just can't believe it. Really, yes, inflation is rising, okay? Food inflation, it's not going to stop. Sure, certain things are going to waver around here, but in aggregate, you haven't seen a damn thing, people. Inflation is going much, 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 much higher. Forget about this deflation argument. I can't. You know what's going to deflate? Things that you already own. That's what's going to deflate. For example, like a home that you have. That's what's going to deflate. Things that you want to acquire by some twisted miracle. These things are going to rise in price as the relative, the absolute strength of the dollar gets sucked out. Thank you, Joey Sox. Look, the relative strength of the dollar remains high. It's going to stay that way for the freaking foreseeable future, unless, of course, we get a debt default, which, let me explain this to you, okay? The United States is already defaulting on its debt. Oh my, how can Greg Mannarino say that? Because every single day, the Federal Reserve here must get in here and buy more of it. What are they doing? What are central banks doing, people? They're issuing debt through one door, buying it back through another door. This is massively inflationary. Thank you, Indy. You all know this is a revolving door. It's insane. This mechanism of buying, selling, and then buying it back. And then, it's just craziness. It's been going on since the last meltdown here. And people are wondering really why we're having inflation today. Consumer confidence. Consumer confidence, notice the word here, okay? Consumer confidence craters to a 9-month low as two things happen. One, inflation continues to rise. I'm so shocked I can't believe it. Nobody here would have possibly seen that coming, right? And then number two, the economy continues to slow down. Why is this happening? Why is the economy slowing, honestly? Is it I don't know, because of brain dead presidents, or is it the Federal Reserve? It's a combination of the two things. We have an imbecile in the White House, which really doesn't matter. They can put in a farm animal that goes meow, meow, or whatever, or your dog, bark, 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 behind the Resolute desk, and it won't freaking matter. Anyway, it's the central banks that run the freaking show. You all know that. This is, again, the Federal Reserve, who has no interest at all. No central bank today has even the slightest interest at all in seeing inflation drop. Their job is to inflate and to continue to inflate and tell you out of the other side of their mouth how it's temporary and transitory. It's miraculously just going to go away. No, they're raising rates to kill the consumer, to crush the economy, to limit the availability of credit to small businesses, which are being exterminated, while the big corporations, what are they doing? They're laying off thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people. Thank you, Joe Davis. Is this a surprise? Is anything I am covering here right now a shock to you if you follow this blog? I don't think so. Every single thing that we have spoken about since I don't know how long, it's really happening, people. It's happening. And again, I'm going to tell you, you haven't seen it yet. Nothing. It's just crazy here. Massive corporate layoffs here. What do you think? Why are they doing this? Why are these corporations laying off thousands of people with thousands and tens of thousands more to be laid off? Because they know what you're not supposed to know, that the economy is in free fall globally, and this is going to accelerate moving forward. People, what did we find out last week? What did we talk about right here? Every single leading economic indicator, every one of them is pointing down, lower. And then, really, did you hear the Joe Biden-Stein campaign slogan? Let's finish the job. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's finish the job here. Erase. I understand. Believe me, it's not the president. He doesn't matter. It's a non-event. They could put this pen behind their Resolute desk, and it would be the same, or they could put this chapstick or these wires or this cell phone. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter who they put, what thing they put behind the Resolute desk. You may think it does, and you may hope and pray that certain things are going to change. It can make a difference for you. Sorry, okay? It's not going to matter. You can't make this stuff up. It's the central banks running the show. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate that. Let me calm down a moment here. You guys and girls are way smarter than Greg Mannarino, way smarter than me. Okay, so you tell Greg Mannarino who runs the world economy. Yeah, central banks. Who runs the financial markets? Who runs the markets? Well, it's central banks. Who runs the entire financial system globally? It's central banks. So you tell me who's in control. You tell me who's in control. I type Jamie Dimon. Yeah, he's one of them. The gargoyles, and it's just too much, people. Look, you guys may sit there and want to point your fingers at any specific group of people, and you're way off course here. Okay, but you can think, if that makes you feel better, then good for you. You can do whatever you want, but it has nothing to do with that. This is a collaborative effort by central banks with the large banks to bring the world to its knees here. At the same time, people like Jamie Dimon telling you, oh, go out there and borrow. Everything is fine. Don't worry about it. Your jobs are secure. I mean, you can't make any of this stuff. It's an impossibility, people. So let's just again go back here to what we're seeing. A phenomenon occur. Let's talk about the MMRI. The Mannarino Market Risk Indicator dropped because the 10-year yield cratered today. MMRI sitting about 214, but please do not lose sight of the fact that 214 is a high risk zone. It doesn't mean because it dropped that everything is going to be lovely, that the stock market is just going to rip higher. No, it remains forget the number. Look at the color codes. I have to, it's insane to me that I have to say the same things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. People go, Greg, your MMI dropped. You were wrong. Really? What's the color code? Do you know how much thought I had to put into that? Do you think I came up with the Mannarino Market Risk Indicator just like, I don't know, in a blink of an eye? How about no? It took months for me to say, okay, what kind of an indicator can I come up with which would allow us all to gauge risk in the economy, in the market? It's an economic indicator as well. And look, the central banks here, okay, they are going to prop this up until it just implodes, and I mean implodes very, very rapidly. Okay, most of you know, at least this morning, right at the open, I went short this market. Did I take risk? Of course I took risk today. Of course I took risk on today. Now, I am not short long term here, just so you can understand what's going on here. I am looking to, I've been day trading a lot and it's getting to me. It's something it's crazy. All right. So I'm swing trading now. I intend to hold that position for a while here. I didn't pull this out of a hat. I've been talking about shorting this market for like, I don't know, at least 2 weeks. I've been saying I'm looking for the right time. I'm looking for the right time. Today just happened to be the right time. Why? How did Greg Mannarino know, okay, with a high degree of probability that the market was going to drop? Well, we had the fear trade this morning. You got futures lower on the back of a creative and 10-year yield, a knee-jerk high in the dollar. Meanwhile, this market is so over freaking owned right now. And for those of you that really want to know the secret, right on my website, traderschoice.net, link down here. Scroll down to the chart, which I set up for you. Has all the indicators you want and a gauge that says buy or sell. It says sell. Okay, this is free. You don't have to sign up with people. I got your back. I can't say this another way. Look, this is a family here, what we have, okay? A worldwide family. Look at you people. You support my work, which I count on that. You give me those thumbs up, which I hope we can get a little more here. I got your back. You got my back. We got to support each other, period. Okay, that's the way it works. Without that, we're dead, period. You understand? I think you do. So let's just cover a few points. So we got Janet Yellen talking about an economic catastrophe. Like it's going to happen. We already have an economic catastrophe, but let's finish the job. Joe Biden says, let's finish the job. Yeah. Look, what Joe Biden, the people that are pulling his strings, okay? No president is elected. Listen to these words. No president is elected, okay? Presidents are selected way in advance, way in advance. They already know who the next 5 presidents are going to be. That's a fact, okay? You're not supposed to know that. Your vote doesn't count anymore. You have no representation, zero. I know you may think you do, and you may hope that you do, but no, this is not the United States of America. This is a United States fulfilling a corporate agenda. Corporate agenda, the central banks, the big banks, they run the show, period. You all know that, okay? This is a new paradigm. How many years did this guy, and we discussed right here that we were moving into a new paradigm, a whole new set of rules, a new dynamic. I warned about this from years ago. And here we are. Imagine my shock. Look, I don't have a crystal ball here, okay? But I have the ability to, honestly, and maybe it's a gift, I suppose. I don't know. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm able to look at the bigger picture, take in what's going on here, and see the most likely outcome, not the guaranteed outcome, the most likely outcome. If you understand the system, if people really understood the system, they would be taking to the streets today, except no, they become all pacifists. They become dependent on the system, so they can't rebel against it. They won't rebel against it. Henceforth, why we will not have a revolution. We will not have any kind of a revolt. We'll have people sitting in their houses, sucking their thumbs, wondering why this is happening to them, because they're not taking action. And that's what this is meant to do. That's how the system is designed. Understand? There are very few people like you and I, very few people that have the guts to tell it like it is. You understand? I can't even believe that my YouTube blog is still out here. I mean, I must be on somebody's watch list, all of you two who follow along with me, because we're all on the same page. I'd be willing. Look, people can't handle me a lot of times. Oh, Greg, you're too this. Oh, Greg, you're too that. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. If people don't like the way I present things, they don't have to watch this stuff. Okay, I urge these people to leave and go find someone else that blows sunshine straight up their crack. I tell people the way it is, period, right or wrong. I mean, if there's one thing that I think all of you can agree with, it's that Greg tells it like it is. I really do. And I like being direct, and I get all worked up, and I get freaking out of control. So anyway, what's the story here? Look, we have an economy being driven through the floor by design. We have central banks that, despite what you may see on the Federal Reserve's public balance sheet, that the money supply is dropping. It is not dropping. Every central bank must continue to inflate just to sustain the now. They're in here buying huge amounts of debt and whatever else they want to buy. Understand, there's no regulation here. The Federal Reserve can funnel money and has been funneling cash to central banks around the world for a very, very long time. And these other central banks are buying assets with US dollars. Think about it. Think about it, people. Why do you think that chart I showed you of the dollar virtually evaporating with regard to purchasing power since the inception of central banking is going on, and why it's going to continue here? It's a race to the bottom, and I'll tell you who's winning. Despite the fact that the US dollar remains the prettiest belle at the ball on a relative strength basis, its purchasing power is being sucked out harder. That's just the way it's going to go. Then we got, this issue with currency creation and debt purchases, which never stopped. Okay, QE never stopped. Let me ask you, you're all again way smarter than Greg Mannarino. Tell me again, how it is that a central bank, Federal Reserve, let's talk about them, okay, keeps rates low. You know the answer. They can't just say it. The Federal Reserve has no magical powers. You may think that they're the spawn of the devil, and they probably are, but they have no magical powers. They have to get into the market and make it happen. They can't say, hey, everyone, we're going to keep rates here. We're going to keep rates there. They have to create this cash out of nothing and buy the debt. That's what they do. You're not allowed to know that stuff. You're supposed to think that Fed Chair Powell is supposed to sit there with his hideous, disgusting, vomitous face and tell everyone, okay, the Federal Reserve, we're going to be raising rates this amount, and then this. Then it just happens by decree? No, it doesn't happen by decree. It happens by them getting into the market. You understand? No, like I said, if people knew how this thing works, let me tell you something, okay? I'm going to be honest. My nose is so itchy. What does that mean? I'm going to get into a fight? Anyway, I wish I didn't know the things that I do know. That's the truth, and I'm being honest with you. It tortures me to know the things that I know. And again, all I do is my own research. Okay, I look into these things deeply. I say, okay, what's really happening? What would we being told, but what's actually going on? When you sit there and you listen to the mainstream propaganda, you know it's all nonsense. It's all a lie. Top down, upside down, backwards, and sideways, and they tell you to look here when you should be looking over there. You know, it's a psyop. The mainstream media is out there to direct your thinking, to twist your mind into a distorted reality, to keep you distracted from what's actually happening. But every single person here, and all of you that are watching this, are way too smart for that. Okay, we know what's going on. Wow, this video is getting kind of long here. So, economic catastrophe from Yellen, lovely. Massive debt buying here. Imagine who's doing that. Massive corporate layoffs, which are going to accelerate here. On a good point here, home prices rise for the first time in 18 months. Okay, that's just fantastic. And consumer confidence craters to a 9-month low. Why? Inflation continues to rise and the economy continues to slow. Make any of this stuff up, people. You can't do it. No one can. It's an impossibility. But you know what? That's okay. This guy loves all of you from the heart. I mean that. We're a team. We are a family, and we got each other's backs. Okay. Please, again, those thumbs up are so appreciated. It gets these videos out there. It's so important. And please comment. I want to hear from you. Where did I get this video right? Where did I get it wrong? And I am more than willing to learn. Janet is a drunk. That's beautiful. Yes, I think she is a drunk too. That's why she's, I'm not even going to go there. I was going to say something, but I'm going to stop. All right. Love you all. I will see you in the morning. And it's going to be lovely as usual. All right. I'll see you.